Hello YouTube!
Hi YouTube! Welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be talking about slash recapping The Last Jedi, the newest Star Wars movie. And we're going to do a spoiler-free section first off, so you're safe to hang here with us for a little bit if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do a spoiler section after that, and we'll make sure to let you guys know when that's going to be so you can click away should you want to do that.
Yep, and if I screw up, then we're gonna edit it out.
We'll bleep it.
So what'd you think?
I liked it. First of all, hot take, I liked it.
I liked it too.
You liked it too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did you like about it without, giving anything away?
I liked that it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be.
No, it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody really saw this coming, which is, extremely commendable, because you would have think that we had all our bases covered, and it just took us in a direction that I think is really good for the franchise and distancing itself from the original trilogy. Not perfect, I don't think. I mean, I know that's sort of a dumb criticism because, perfection exists, let's be honest, but it's really difficult to achieve. Mm-hmm. And there are definitely some moments in this film that had me a little, just slightly sour. Part of me just wasn't indulged like I thought I was going to be, but I don't think that's really a fair criticism to make. Just because it's not the movie I wanted it to be doesn't mean it's not good. It's actually a really good movie.
Right. Well, and I think part of the criticism of The Force Awakens when it came out was that it seemed like a lot of it was catering to fans of the original trilogy.
Right, and it was almost like an exact copy of A New Hope.
This isn't that.
Right. I mean, Star Wars lore is so heavy and difficult to break away from. So yeah, there are going to be some scenes that seem a little familiar, but I wouldn't call this a rehash of Empire Strikes Back or any Star Wars movie at all.
Right.
Which is a great accomplishment for Rian Johnson, the director and writer. But yeah, there's still a few little things that sort of took me out of the immersion a little bit, and of a subplot that we didn't particularly care for that much. It's a long movie, it's 2.5 hours, and I just felt like I wanted to be other places during that 2.5 hours that maybe should have taken up more of the running time.
Yeah. Yeah, but overall, I really liked it, and we were just talking about it, and I think it's in my top 3 for Star Wars.
It's tough for me to say. Maybe top 3, but if not, top 4. I'm essentially saying it's my 3rd or my 4th favorite, pretty much, is the gist of that, which is good, really good.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a huge spoiler alert.
Okay, we're entering the spoiler section, so if you don't want to know anything about the movie, if you haven't seen it yet, do yourself a favor and click away now, because we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of everything that happened.
No hate mail.
No hate mail, please. Rey's parents, I think, is a good jumping off point.
Yeah.
We'll start with Rey's parents. There are so many theories as to who they could be. People thought she's a Skywalker, she is a Kenobi, she's related to somebody from the original films. And the big reveal is that she's not. And her parents were just nobodies who sold her into slavery, and that was the last she ever saw of them.
Yeah, I don't think that theory was on anybody's radar.
No, I originally thought, I think we have this in the Star Wars tag as well, that she was an Anakin Skywalker figure, sort of just born of midichlorians or whatever. She was just another chosen one. But that was wrong too, because she had parents.
Right. And
they weren't Force sensitive. I guess it just somehow by chance was in her genes, and she's a Force person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually really liked how we see her explore that for herself. She's on the island with Luke, And she has a sort of Empire Strikes Back-ish scene where she goes into this place that's supposedly strong in the dark side or whatever, and she creates this place in her mind where she wants so badly to see who her parents are, but deep down she knows that they're nobody.
Yeah, and I think she attributes that maybe to her being nobody.
Yes.
At least at first.
Mm-hmm. And Kylo Ren actually helps her come to that realization as well, which we have to get into because going into the movie, having seen the trailer and everything, they were really sort of building up this potential, like, is Rey going to the dark side? Like, is somebody going to flip or anything like that? And we have this moment in the film where
it looks like one of them does.
It looks like one of them does. I mean, we could talk about it. It's a spoiler section. Sorry, our camera just died. But we were talking about the moment where we think Kylo Ren is going to flip to the light side, and he doesn't. He kills Supreme Leader Snoke, which is a huge thing. And we think that he's going to join Rey on the light side. They have this really cool fight scene where they're working together to take on all the guards in the room. But then he has his own vision for the First Order, where he's in control, and he still wants Rey to join him on the dark side. And of course, Rey doesn't want to go for that, and they fight over Luke's lightsaber.
Yeah, I even had a moment where I thought that Kylo Ren was the new master and Rey was going to be the apprentice.
Oh, did you?
But that was
interesting.
fleeting.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, no, that's not going to happen.
I liked how they explored those characters and how neither one really like fully embraced the extreme of their respective side. Like Kylo Ren was not like full on dark side evil, and Rey, she was
curious about the dark side.
Like, she's a Jedi, but thanks to Luke Skywalker, she understands the flaws of the Jedi who came before her. I just like that they're not like on polar opposite ends of the spectrum here. They're not so extreme. And that's something that's sort of new. At least I think.
It was really exciting to me that Yoda was in this.
Yoda did make an appearance in the movie, which was really cool. I liked his scene a lot. He wasn't, like, it looked like they used the puppet version of him. Yeah. He looked really similar to how he looked in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, which really works well for, continuity's sake. And
we were also talking about how not only did he look like the original trilogy version of Yoda, he also acted more like him.
He did.
Just kind of this kooky old man, wise but kind of crazy.
Right. Another big reveal-ish, well, I guess lack of a reveal, is that we don't find out anything about Supreme Leader Snoke pretty much before his gruesome death.
Yeah.
I was initially extremely disappointed, but I realized that nobody in the original trilogy knew who Emperor Palpatine was at the time. Well, like, nobody watching the movies anyway. And, if we try to tie everything back into the original trilogy and the prequels, then, this new trilogy isn't all that new.
Right.
So, I think it was good that they took those bold steps to sort of get us off the original trilogy and the prequels a little bit and take us somewhere new, which is refreshing, and it's something that we need for Star Wars. We need to go new places. Even though I want to know so bad, I really want to know where Snoke came from, but it's not in the cards at the moment. We haven't talked about any of the visual aspects of the movie, which we really should because they're amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's stunning.
All of the cinematography and the
porgs.
The porgs, of course. When I saw the porgs in the trailer, I was like, oh god, here we go with the Ewoks. It's Return of the Jedi. We're going to hate them. And I don't hate porgs. No. I don't. They're cute as shit. That's all I have to say.
There's this scene where Chewbacca is about ready to eat a porg.
Yeah, like he's cooked it like it's on a stick over a fire.
And the porgs are just staring him down, and one of them's like crying. So and I'm like, oh my god, don't eat the porgs.
It was heartbreaking. The porgs are used sparingly.
Yeah.
Much less than the Ewoks were used in Return of the Jedi. So I think that helps me appreciate them a lot more. They were very cute. We have to talk about Leia.
Mm-hmm.
One of the key figures in the entire movie. The big shock to me was that she lives through the whole thing.
Yeah. We see her almost die. In the trailers, we see this moment between Kylo Ren and Leia.
Right.
Not really between them, but we see it, and it looks as if Kylo Ren is about to shoot down Leia's ship and kill her.
Yes.
And, I mean, that doesn't exactly happen, but essentially that's what happens. She gets blown out of the ship.
Right. Not by Kylo Ren,
Not
though.
by Kylo Ren.
He withholds on the trigger.
And so we see her floating in space, and we think that's it. Like, this is the moment where Leia's dead, and I'm, like, ready to start crying. And then we see her use the Force to get back into the ship.
Right. She's, like, practically unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see her, you know, slightly moving a little bit, and then she, like, extends her hand and just starts flying through space, which it looks a little ridiculous.
It does look a little ridiculous. But I liked that part, and I think the reason I liked it is because we haven't really explored Leia and the Force, and this is what I was talking about earlier.
No, we haven't.
But we know that she's strong with the Force.
Right, because of her bloodline.
Yes. And I like that the way they did it, where she was almost unconscious, it's a very instinctual realization of the Force.
Right, like it's like a survival instinct or something that kicks in.
And I liked that they did it that way, because if she had just, you know, been conscious of it, I think it wouldn't have really fit, but...
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel yet about Leia making it through this movie. I thought that was going to be, like, the moment where we get that send-off, which, now that I'm thinking about it, if she had died there, it still would have been a little underwhelming, because I don't think it would have been the proper way to, you know, end her character.
Right.
Because it's not really in some sort of special way. Kylo Ren doesn't kill her, it's just by some, you know, other TIE fighter idiots.
Right.
And she just gets blown out into space, and if she would have died there, I would have been like, well, she deserved more than that.
Yeah, and she just would have kind of fallen away like some measly character, like Phasma.
Oh my god, we're going to talk about Phasma in just a minute, but I have to finish up on Princess Leia, because I was thinking that this was going to be it for her, and Rian Johnson was just going to, like, crush our hearts and step on them, but, like, also deliver, like, an emotional but noble and satisfying death to end Carrie Fisher's character in a good way, in a justified way. Even, like, maybe at the end, like, when they're on the Mind Planet crate, maybe I thought her character could have died during that battle, maybe sacrificing herself to save one of the new characters or something like that. But she makes it through that, and I can't say where it's going to go, but I'm afraid that they have written themselves into a corner, because now they have to decide what happened to her. She's alive at the end of episode 8, why isn't she in episode 9?
And I feel like it's going to be very awkward for them to address that in the new movie, because they've already said that they're not going to do a CGI Leia.
Right, she's not going to be in it.
Right.
So we're going to have to come up with a really damn good reason why she isn't.
Right.
And, I mean, good luck to J.J. Abrams figuring that one out. I wouldn't want to be in that position.
Yeah.
We can talk about Phasma now, which I am pissed off about. Captain... What? You're not...
I don't care so much about her, but...
She had so much potential. She has like 5 minutes of screen time. She dies in a true Boba Fett fashion. She's killed off in a really pathetic way.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, I just thought they were hyping her up to have so much depth and have like an actual storyline with her and Finn, and having this cool little like contentious relationship between the two, and I thought that was going to be explored more. But it just wasn't. They have a cool fight for about a minute. Phasma knocks him down a hole. Thank God, because she's this badass and I needed to see that from her. But then you see Finn riding up on this platform and he just hits her right over the head and she falls into a fiery pit of death. And
I don't think
the
that's
end.
exactly the sequence of it, but yeah, essentially.
Yeah, it's... I really wanted more Phasma. I would have gladly traded more Captain Phasma and Finn for that out-of-place Canto Bite scene where they go into like the Las Vegas of the galaxy. I don't know. It didn't entertain me, really. I didn't feel like we needed to be there. I know Ryan wanted to introduce this really cool character, and Kelly Marie Tran was a great actress, and she had potential with the character, but there's just, when you try and introduce that, there's just a lot going on. There's a lot of plot stuff happening in this movie, and I just wish that some other things were tended to more so than that storyline.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it fit in that well.
I didn't think so either. I liked the Admiral that stood
Laura
in for-
Dern?
Yeah.
The First Order is chasing them down in space, and everybody else evacuates the ship to, escape while the First Order is like concentrated on the big ship, and Admiral Haldo, I think is her character's name, stays behind to distract them, and eventually, once she realizes the First Order is going to start attacking the smaller ships, she turns her ship around and she accelerates to light speed and just blasts right through this gigantic ship, and there's like no sound at all in this part, and it's my favorite use of silence of the entire year, and it's beautiful and tragic, and it's definitely one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Luke a little bit?
I mean, I never want to talk about Mark Hamill, but...
You're horrible. He gave the performance of his career in this movie.
He did a very good job.
He was incredible.
Yeah.
Huge props to Mark Hamill. He was great. And just... I liked where Luke Skywalker was taken in this film.
Yeah, sort of like this person who's conflicted not just with himself, but also with the Force in general.
Right.
And the Jedi's claim over the Force.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, and sort of how he views, like, heroes now.
Right.
And the flaws within them. And I just like that he's broken a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I think that added a whole lot of depth to Luke Skywalker as a character and as a hero. And I really enjoyed every scene with him in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite moments were him and Rey on the island. And I also wish we could have spent more time there instead of with Finn and Rose. There's a lot of comedy in this one. Some hit, some missed, I would say.
Yeah.
But when it hit, it was really good. There's so much more to talk about, but we'll spare you guys, and yeah, I think that's going to be it for our episode 8 recap / reaction. We enjoyed it.
We did.
A couple of flaws, but we really enjoyed it. It's a good movie. Thanks for watching, you guys, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We post a new video every Friday night. So if you have any comments you want to make on the movie or what you thought about it, you can post them in the comment section. We're going to put up a warning to people to not go into the comment section if they don't want spoilers. So we can talk about it, and if you guys, leave a few comments, then I'll be on to respond.
Yeah.
And we can have a little chat about it.
Yeah, and you can really comment about anything, really. I mean, don't like my hair today, it's fine.
I like your hair today.
Oh, that wasn't me fishing for a compliment.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, not today.
Oh, okay. Well, then your hair looks terrible.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Alright, so that's gonna do it, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.